Hello, spinny morph ball thing. Metroid Dread Rookie Mode. Thank God. A lot of us had difficulty going through this game the first time because of the very challenging difficulty. If you're somebody who really enjoyed that difficulty, you are either really awesome at games or I just suck at Metroid these days. But I was very happy to hear about Metroid Dread's Rookie Mode, and I've been going through it for a few hours now. I've been just beat the second boss, so for those of you who have not played the game, you've been warned. I am going to mention the bosses by name up to and including the second boss anyway in a little bit. So, spoilers, I guess, if you haven't actually played through the second boss. In any case, what annoyed me the first time around with the game specifically was Emmy. I saw the game over screen one too many times for my liking with Emmy, and I don't know, maybe I've just been a little desensitized, so to speak, to the stalker gameplay mechanic, having recently played through Alien Isolation and other games in the past, such as Resident Evil 2 with Mr. X stalking you, or, I suppose Resident Evil 3 and 7 with the Nemesis or the Bakers stalking you as well. So maybe I wouldn't say outgrown the whole stalker mechanic, but maybe I just needed a change of pace and it was too close of gameplay for me. So in that sense, maybe I'm a little jaded toward it, but again, I saw that game over screen one too many times, and I've still seen the game over screen with Emmy a few times. I don't know if I'd say one too many times, but I've seen it a few times, even in rookie mode so far, and Emmy is still very difficult to counter. So to me personally, I think if you're going to call something rookie mode, make that counter a little bit easier. Make it possible to counter Emmy at all, because I feel like the only time it is possible to counter Emmy is in very scripted events. So having said that, Samus, the controls are still as fluid as ever. I just think those counters are just way too touchy, specifically with Emmy. So I don't know if I'll actually go through the whole thing again. I mean, I'm older at this point in my life. You can probably tell by my pipes. I'm not, a 12-year-old with this super awesome voice. So in any case, I'll have to think about it. Again, I'm through the second boss. Again, you've been warned, so I'm going to start naming them. I just beat Kraid. It took me a few minutes, and I'll come back to him in a second. But, here's the thing. I thought the game was great the first time around, but some of the bosses made me want to legit throw my Switch out the window or see how much pummeling my walls could withstand before, banging my head against the wall. So I feel like it's great. I'm having a great time with it. Kraid took me a good maybe 3 to 4 minutes to beat, which is really nothing compared to the first time where I was being driven mad by him. And, again, if you like the challenge, awesome. That default difficulty was probably amazing for you. But the older I get, I'm in it more for the story and for the big adventure. But I also, I feel like the game needs to be fun the first time around for me. And again, the game was fun, don't get me wrong. It was just those bosses that drove me absolutely insane the first time around. And the first guy, Corpius, for example, this guy took me all of about 2 minutes to defeat in rookie mode. He wasn't actually all that hard for me the first time. I mean, you have the big glowy orb in his tail, and so it's not that difficult, in my opinion, to spot a weak point, and he kind of gives you the cue to slide under him, all that fancy stuff. My suspicions came in on the difficulty when I got to Kraid. Certainly cool bosses to look at, give him that. So that was another thing that kept me going through the game, is just, honestly, the awesome graphics. So Dread overall, by itself, without the rookie mode, it's an awesome game, but again, in my book, the difficulty should have been set at rookie to begin with, and maybe have the default difficulty set to maybe hard. I'm certainly not going to try Dread. I am not a glutton for punishment. Certainly not anymore. Maybe if I was younger, maybe if I was, in childhood growing up, maybe I'd have more patience, or maybe I just wouldn't have bills to pay and nothing better to do, and I could stay in my room and, get better and better, as one did when they were a kid. Hashtag skate or die. But the difficulty is going to be subjective. I mean, what do you like to play? If you like it really challenging, again, you'd love that default difficulty. I just don't like the frantic pacing anymore. And, having my thumbs and shoulder feel like they're going to just completely break and fall off, and then I'll pass out, etc. So rookie mode overall, it's great. It's awesome. On the other hand, I think it should have existed at the game's launch. It also doesn't exactly feel fresh since we've all played it so recently, but at least it gave me all I needed to give Metroid Dread another run. So even if it isn't a full run, which I don't know if it will be or not, or if Metroid Prime 4 or Breath of the Wild 2 or Zelda Skywardly Ocarina Breath of the Wind Waker comes out, anytime soon. In that case, I'll just put my controller down and definitely go to one of those. So my litmus test, so to speak, for the rookie mode was going to be with the second boss of the game, Kraid. So again, spoiler ahead, if you've not played the game, don't want to see footage or anything like that. He was super rough the first time around. I hated the frantic pacing. He was driving me nuts. It was rage-inducing. Wanted to throw the controller against the wall type of thing. Don't do that. They'll obviously damage your system. It's never good being angry. Never fun. But anyway, maybe it wasn't too far off from Super Metroid. I think I got stuck on him back when I was a kid as well. I am happy to say in rookie mode, he seems a lot more fair. Again, Corpius, the first boss, no problem at all. Took him out in about 2 minutes. Kraid in this one still had to be somewhat quick. Seemed like his claws mostly went in the direction of my missiles, which for me, honestly, again, was great, because I've already played through the game. And after the rough time I had the first time, this is not at all a complaint. Makes me think, okay, maybe I'll play a little bit more. So, what's my overall verdict of rookie mode? Honestly, I'm really enjoying myself. Samus, of course, controls great, which you probably already know. Graphics look amazing, so I didn't really want to touch on that as much as the difficulty. It just seems definitely more forgiving of you bumping into enemies repeatedly. Not to say I haven't seen the game over screen. Again, I mentioned what was kind of disappointing to me in terms of the difficulty was Emmy, especially the later Emmys I had trouble with on the default difficulty, so we'll see how that goes as I go along in the game in rookie mode. Again, of course, maybe I'm just a little more jaded toward Emmy, having played those games I mentioned before, especially Alien Isolation. I did not play all that long ago, maybe about a year ago now, actually, from the time of recording this video. So my patience may have worn a little bit thin on the whole being stalked, I must run style of gameplay, but honestly, that's a minor gripe, and the way that last boss went with Kraid, I'm kind of excited to go through it again. I think I am going to put it down temporarily, just with all these awesome games for Switch coming out this year, with Kirby, with Breath of the Wild. I've actually yet to try Octopath Traveler, which I'm going to try the demo soon, and, if I enjoy that, I'm going to try Triangle Strategy. Horribly named title. Whoever came up with that was insane, but maybe it has something to do with Octopath. I don't know, because I haven't played Octopath yet. So, too many good games coming out this year, but it's nice to know if I get bored, or if I need a 2D Metroid fix, I'll be able to play Dread, and personally have a better time with it the second time around. So hey, hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, or the awesome sound of my voice, or something, help out the channel, subscribe, like, share, all that fun YouTube stuff for more of my gaming thoughts to support the channel. Excited for what I can bring you guys in the future, and I'll see you in the next video.